The flight attendant's breath was hot against my ear, a sharp contrast to the chilled cabin air that reeked of recycled oxygen and faint jet fuel. "You need to get off this plane immediately," she whispered, her voice a blade slicing through the hum of the engines. Her fingers grazed my shoulder, urgent, almost clawing. I froze in my aisle seat, heart slamming like a trapped animal against my ribs. The plane hadn't even taxied yet. We were still at the gate in JFK, passengers shuffling with carry-ons, oblivious. Her uniform was crisp, her name tag reading Elena, but her eyes, wide, frantic, betrayed something personal, not procedural. I turned to face her, my mouth dry, fury bubbling up before confusion could settle. "What the hell are you talking about?" I hissed back, refusing to budge. "Get off." After everything I'd endured to board this red-eye to London. Well, whatever game this was, I wasn't playing. Little did I know, that refusal would unravel my life like a pulled thread, exposing the rot beneath. My name is Marcus Hale, and up until that moment, I thought betrayal was something that happened in movies. Dramatic, with swelling music and clear villains. But real betrayal. It's quieter, a slow poison seeping into your veins while you sleep. I'd boarded Flight 742 with a knot in my gut, but I chalked it up to the usual pre-deal jitters. My company, Hale Tech, was on the brink of a massive merger with a London firm. Years of grinding, sleepless nights coding algorithms, schmoozing investors, culminating in this trip. My wife, Lila, had kissed me goodbye that morning, her lips lingering a second too long, her eyes misty. "Come back a billionaire," she teased, her hand on my chest. And my business partner, best friend since college, Derek. He'd slapped my back at the office, grinning. "Nail it, Mark. We've got this." That word haunted me now. As the attendant, Elena, straightened up, her face paling, she glanced toward the front of the cabin. "Please, sir. It's not safe." Her accent was faint, Eastern European maybe, but her plea carried the weight of desperation. I shook my head, anger flaring. Who was she to tell me? I buckled my seatbelt tighter, a defiant click echoing in my ears. The doors sealed with a hydraulic sigh, and the plane pushed back. No turning back now. My phone buzzed in my pocket. Service still active. A text from an unknown number. "Don't ignore her. Get off. Friend." I stared at the screen, pulse racing. Paranoia crept in, cold and oily. Was this a prank? Corporate sabotage? The merger was high stakes. Rivals could be ruthless. But something in Elena's eyes gnawed at me. Pity, not malice. The ascent was turbulent, the plane bucking like a wild horse. I gripped the armrests, mind spinning. Flashbacks hit me. Lila's late nights at the gallery, her art curator job a convenient alibi. Derek's evasive answers about the company's finances. His new watch gleaming under conference room lights. I dismissed it all, trust, right? That's what built empires. But as the seatbelt sign dinged off, Elena approached again, this time with a tray of drinks. She leaned in, slipping a napkin under my glass. Scrawled in blue ink, Row 12, Seat C, look. My blood turned to ice. Row 12 was business class, just ahead. I unbuckled, feigning a stretch, and craned my neck. There she was, Layla, my wife of 8 years, laughing softly, her head tilted toward Derek in Seat B. His arm draped casually over the divider, fingers brushing her knee. They weren't supposed to be here. Lila had said she was visiting her sister in Boston. Derek was handling things stateside. Yet here they were, clinking champagne flutes, her diamond ring, my ring catching the overhead light. Humiliation crashed over me like a wave, drowning out the engine roar. My vision tunneled, breaths shallow. Was this real? I sank back, napkin crumpling in my fist. Elena passed by, her whisper barely audible. "I'm sorry. I saw them board together. Thought you should know." Rage ignited, a white-hot ember in my chest. Betrayal. Not just an affair that I could almost stomach, a momentary weakness. But this. Flying to London ahead of me to sabotage the deal. Or worse, to flee with embezzled funds. My mind raced through the anomalies. The missing ledger entries, Derek's insistence on creative accounting. They'd been playing me for months, maybe years. Heartbreak twisted with resentment, a toxic cocktail. I wanted to storm up there, shatter their glasses, scream until the pilots diverted. But no. That was impulse, not justice. I forced a breath, staring at the clouds outside. Denial whispered, maybe it's innocent. A surprise. But the intimacy in their touch, it mocked me. Hours dragged, the cabin dimming for sleep. I couldn't rest. Obsession took hold. Inner thoughts churned like storm clouds. How long? How many lies? Fantasies flickered, pushing Derek from the emergency exit at 30,000 feet, watching Lila's face crumple in terror. Guilt nipped at the edges. Was I the fool for not seeing? For trusting? I scrolled through old photos on my phone. Our wedding, Derek as best man, toasting our future. Now it felt like arsenic in the wine. Subtle hints emerged in memory. Lila's perfume on Derek's jacket after a late meeting, her sudden interest in London real estate. Foreshadowing I'd ignored, blinded by loyalty. Elena returned, her rounds a cover. "Sir, are you okay?" Her voice was soft, genuine. I met her gaze, seeing layers. Perhaps her own scars, a past betrayal making her intervene. "Why help me?" I murmured. She hesitated, glancing around. "Because no one helped me once. My ex. He took everything." Shared wound, then. Dialogue flowed naturally. Tense whispers building suspense. "They're in row 12, she confirmed. Boarded holding hands. Whispering about starting over. My fists clenched, nails biting palms. "What do I do?" She shrugged, eyes hardening. "Confront. Or plan. Revenge is complicated." Her words lingered, seeding doubt. Was vengeance worth it? Or would it consume me? The plane hit clear air, but my turmoil escalated. I plotted in silence. Access the company's cloud from my laptop. Yes, mid-flight Wi-Fi. Passwords unchanged, fools. Files revealed the truth. Derek had siphoned millions into offshore accounts, Lila's name on joint signatures. Forged documents ousting me as CEO. Heartbreak deepened to cold resolve. They thought me oblivious, en route to sign my own demise. But now, I had the upper hand. Or did I? Fear crept in. What if they knew I knew? Paranoia spiked as Derek glanced back. His eyes scanning the cabin. Did he see me? Tension coiled, slow burn igniting. By midpoint, over the Atlantic's void, I stood, legs shaky. Walked forward under pretense of the lavatory. Past their row. Lila's head on Derek's shoulder, his hand in her hair. Suppressed rage boiled. I imagined throttling him, her pleas echoing. But I held back, retreating. Inner conflict raged. They deserve pain, but am I a monster? Moral grayness settled. Justice, not murder. I'd expose them, ruin them financially, emotionally. Poetic, perhaps. But obsession grew. Fantasies darkened. Elena slipped me another note. Landing in 4 hours. Be careful. Her motivation. Altruism or something hidden. Layers peeled. Maybe she knew Derek, an old flame seeking her own revenge. As descent neared, suspense thickened. Announcements crackled, seats upright. I watched them stir, oblivious. My phone buzzed, another unknown text. "They know you're on board. Get out first." From Elena. Or a trap. Heart pounding, I prepared. The wheels touched down at Heathrow, a jolt mirroring my fury. Doors opened. Passengers surged. I bolted, weaving through, but Derek's voice cut through. "Mark? Wait." Panic surged. The chase began. Heathrow's terminal was a labyrinth of fluorescent lights and echoing footsteps, the air thick with coffee and hurried conversations. I didn't wait. I ran, shoulder bag slamming against my side, fury propelling me forward. Derek's call echoed behind, laced with feigned surprise. "Mark, buddy, what are you doing here?" Lila's voice joined, shrill. "Honey, oh God." Betrayal's mask cracked. Their tones dripped manipulation, not joy. I dodged families and trolleys, heart thundering. This wasn't flight, it was strategy. Get to the hotel first, secure the evidence, then strike. But resentment fueled every step. 8 years of marriage, 15 of friendship, reduced to this charade. I hailed a black cab outside. Rain slicking the pavement, London awakening in grey dawn. "The Langham, quick," I barked, sliding in. The driver nodded, oblivious to my turmoil. Glancing back, I saw them emerge. Derek's arm around Lila, scanning. They hailed another cab. Pursuit. My mind whirled. How did they not know I was flying? Or did they? Perhaps the plan was to arrive first, seal the deal without me. Humiliation burned. I'd been the patsy, funding their escape. Inner thoughts fractured. Denial fading, obsession solidifying. They'll pay. Slowly. Guilt flickered. What if I ruined innocence in the crossfire? But resolve hardened, cold as the Thames. At the hotel, opulent with crystal chandeliers and marble floors, I checked in under a false urgency. Suite 402, reserved for Hale. The clerk frowned. "Sir, it's already occupied. A Mr. Voss checked in an hour ago." Voss, Derek's alias. Rage surged. They'd beaten me. I demanded access. Security eyed me warily. Then Elena's voice from the lobby. "Marcus." She approached, out of uniform, coat dripping. I followed. "They're coming." Her presence jolted, motivation revealed. "Why?" I demanded. Dialogue tensed. "Derek. He was my fiancé years ago. Left me bankrupt, broken. When I saw him with your wife, I recognized the pattern." Layers deepened. Her altruism masked personal vendetta. Alliance formed, morally gray. 2 scorned souls plotting. We retreated to a cafe across the street. Steam rising from espresso cups. Rain pattering windows. Elena's story spilled. Derek's charm, the embezzlement, her silence out of shame. "I won't let him do it again." Her eyes burned with resentment, mirroring mine. We planned. Hack the merger docs, expose the fraud to the board via encrypted email. But obsession twisted. Mere exposure felt insufficient. Fantasies darkened. Frame them for worse, destroy their new life. Doubt nagged. Am I becoming him? Inner conflict peaked. Fear of losing myself. They arrived, striding into the Langham like conquerors. We watched from shadows. Lila's laugh floated out, knife-sharp. Tension built slow, hours of surveillance. Tales through London's fog-shrouded streets. They met the merger partners at a pub. Toasts raised. I slipped in, hooded, eavesdropping. "Mark's out," Derek boasted. "Health issues." Lila nodded, hand on his thigh. Heartbreak resurged, layered with anger. Back at our hideout, a dingy Airbnb Elena arranged. Planning intensified. "We need proof," she said. Dialogue natural, revealing. What if we confront? Make them confess. But I shook my head. No. They twist words. We strike unseen. Days blurred into a haze of calculation. I tailed them to a notary, forging my signature on transfer docs. Photographed it all, heart pounding in alleyways smelling of damp brick and garbage. Elena hacked their emails. Her tech skills a surprise from her old life. Messages poured out. Love notes, escape plans to the Caymans. "After the deal we're free," Lila wrote. Resentment boiled to obsession. I barely slept, visions of their downfall haunting dreams. Moral conflict raged. Justice or vengeance? Subtle foreshadowing. Elena's glances lingered too long, her touch on my arm electric. Hidden motive. Attraction or manipulation. Climax brewed at the merger signing. A sleek boardroom in Canary Wharf, glass walls overlooking the river. I infiltrated as a consultant, badge forged with Elena's help. They entered confident. Derek in his tailored suit, Lila as assistant. My presence unregistered, until the presentation. As slides clicked, I interrupted via remote hack. Screens flickered to evidence. Bank transfers, affair photos. Gasps echoed. "What is this?" the CEO demanded. Derek paled, Lila's face crumpling. "Mark," she whispered, horror dawning. Confrontation erupted. "You bastards," I snarled, stepping forward. Dialogue exploded. "How could you?" Lila sobbed. "It wasn't planned. We fell in love." Derek lunged, rage unmasked. "You were always weak, Mark. The company needed vision." Fists flew, security restrained. But twist loomed, Elena's absence nagged. As police arrived, summoned by the board, a text. "Sorry, Marcus. Had to take my share." Bank alerts flooded. Funds diverted again to her account. Betrayal doubled. She'd used me, her help, a ruse for her own revenge, siphoning what Derek stole. In the aftermath, arrests made headlines. Derek and Lila charged with fraud. Their affair splashed across tabloids. I reclaimed the company, but hollow victory. Emotional payoff. Poetic justice tainted by my own gullibility. Sitting in my empty London flat, rain lashing windows, guilt consumed. I'd pursued revenge, but at what cost? Cold resolve faded to regret. The twist, Elena's escape, left me shattered, questioning every trust. Revenge's cycle unbroken, a shocking echo of my pain. Yet, in the quiet, a spark. Her final note slipped under the door. "We both got what we wanted. Move on." Fury reignited. Perhaps the pursuit wasn't over. Suspense lingered, unresolved.